happy. Just wait my way in a sexy way that says, ETC, you can have me. I didn't notice that lady was around. If she tells on me, I will be found. That's right, my contingency is 500 letters for me, 500 poems for cheating, 500 songs for baby, 500 pages for every line and every rhyme, yeah. We're making out in my room, so when my telephone rang, my home is what I heard, spelled tune from the house down the corner. Jennifer is coming with a locally made revolver with my name on his bullet, my picture on a t-shirt. I'm wanted, alive or dead. She's got a duplicate of my keys, of my home in my car. Landlady, what have you done to me? I'm not a player, I'm a lover. That's right, my contingency is 500 letters for Cynthia, 500 poems for Sonia, 500 songs for Sasha, 500 pages for every line and every rhyme, yeah. She's coming to put me down 6 feet on the ground, yeah. But I'm not sure I'm ever found. All my life I've been lost but not found. My judgment is near. She's walking up the stairs. Mailbox anymore. Just my greeting cards might be letterbox.
Splash FM 105.5.
You're welcome to Talking Points this afternoon. My name is Michael Olatunbosun. You know the ritual. It is to talk about the matters that affect us as a people. And today we're coming home. We're talking about press freedom because all over the world it is commemorated as a World Press Freedom Day. So it is the 2021 edition of it. A bit of background before I come to my guests. And my guest basically is the first journalist, the number one journalist in Oyo State. I'm going to be engaging him on matters that affect the media and essentially the press freedom, conversations on the program. So this is Talking Points on Splash FM here in the city of Ibadan. Okay, the theme for this year is information as a public good. Okay, so this year's World Press Freedom Day serves as a call to affirm the importance of cherishing information as a public good and exploring what can be done in the production, distribution, and reception of content to strengthen journalism and to advance transparency and empowerment while leaving no one behind. Of course, as an advocate of the SDGs, I believe that in order to make any kind of progress in the world, we have to make sure that everybody is carried along. So you understand the context, don't you? So the theme recognizes the changing communication system that is impacting on our health, our human rights, our democracies, and sustainable development. So the World Press Freedom Day 2021 will highlight 3 matters. I'd like to tell you that we have to make sure that we put in steps to ensure the economic viability of news media. Of course, you recall that last year when the COVID-19 pandemic ravaged the world, there was this need to lock down a lot of sectors. The media industry was basically also affected. A lot of people lost their jobs. A lot of media houses couldn't pay salaries. You understand that? It's one period in our life that we'd like to forget very quickly. It's also to put in mechanism for ensuring transparency of internet companies and then enhanced media and information literacy capabilities that enable people to recognize and value as well as defend and demand journalism as a vital part of information as public good. Okay, so a bit of the, why do we have this day itself? The World Press Freedom Day was proclaimed by the UN General Assembly in December of 1993, following the recommendation of UNESCO's General Conference. Since then, 3rd of May, the anniversary of the Declaration of Windhoek, is celebrated worldwide as World Press Freedom Day. What's this Windhoek declaration about? It is for development of a free, independent, and pluralistic press. So, in other words, it's about making sure that we have a free terrain to operate as media people and to be independent to some extent, to be able to process information across society and to bring about what you call pluralism or pluralistic press. You understand that? So that all media houses, all media engagements have to have a plural sense. Okay, that's essentially the one key matter. So it is to celebrate the fundamental principles of press freedom, to assess the state of press freedom throughout the world, and to defend the media from attacks on their independence and pay tribute to journalists who have lost their lives in the line of duty. Let me give you the context of the Nigerian scene here. Section 22, that's chapter 2, section 22 of the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended. It states here, and I quote, basically, let me give you a preface of it. It gives credence to the primary place of the press in Nigeria as agents of development, as the people's champions and instrument for ensuring public accountability. Listen to section 22 of the 1999 Constitution as amended. It says the press, radio, television, and other agencies of the mass media shall at all times be free. Wait for it. It says, shall at all times be free to uphold the fundamental objectives contained in this chapter and uphold the responsibility and accountability of the government to the people. So, we'd like to assess the situation here. How accountable are those in government to the people by the virtue of the instrumentality of the media? The press generally. That's the conversation on the table today as we discuss the World Press Freedom Day. I have the #1 journalist in Oyo State, Comrade Ademola Babalola, is chairman, Nigerian Union of Journalists, Oyo State Council. Mr. Chairman, welcome.
I'm Michael Olatunbosun. Good afternoon. Good afternoon to our listeners across all levels. I want to quickly thank our colleagues by greeting every one of us on this auspicious occasion of World Press Freedom Day for the year 2021. It's a great day for us. It's a day to reflect. It's a day to also project into what the future holds for the media industry globally.
Reflect and project. Very important. Those are very strong words. Reflect and project. And that's essentially what we're bringing to the table today. Let's assess, first of all, a lot of people think that press freedom is an illusion in Nigeria, even though we are supposed to be the fourth estate of the realm. But it looks like journalists particularly are hounded everywhere in the world and specifically in Nigeria. For instance, I stumbled upon this. In 26th April 2020, the Reporter Without Borders World Press Freedom Index ranked Nigeria as 115 out of 180 countries surveyed. So it's a precarious situation for the media. let me know your own testimony as the chairman of NUJ in Oyo State. I know that you have your eyes on the national picture as well.
Yeah, that is true. Let's start from the home front. You recall that there was what we call media journalism enhancement bill.
Yeah.
Before that one, there was media salary structure.
Yeah.
Which was never allowed to see the light of the day.
Okay.
By the previous regimes in this country. Even those who feel we assisted, quote and unquote, in a way to get to a position of authority from the House of Rep members to senators. Yeah. They have equally let us down. Till today, our bills in both arms of the National Assembly are still gathering dust. Media salary structure, in fact, at the time, it was totally dumped. It was confined to the dustbin of history. And then UJ, in its wisdom, came up with an amendment to that bill, and it was tagged Journalism Enhancement Bill. This bill is going to enhance our job, the job of journalism in this country. But even till today, they are still at the, I think, first or second reading stage of that bill. No one can be sure of when the National Assembly is going to pass that bill into law. The number three thing I want to quickly call attention to is the FOI Act, which was passed in 2011. 10 years after, what do we have in place? Even though on paper they say it is operational, but when it comes to implementation, are we implementing it? The answer is no. The government at all levels, leaders at all levels, are finding a way of always frustrating journalists from accessing critical sectors of our national life. For instance, it is our job, it's our duty to investigate properly, to source for news, to ask questions. But till tomorrow, they still see journalists as enemies in progress. But many of them have skeletons in their cupboard. So today, so to speak, there's not, even though Nigeria Constitution of 1999 has amended Section 39, also was explicit rather on what the right of journalists and the freedom of the press is all about in this country, in line with the Windhoek Declaration of 1991. But yet, are we playing the game according to the rules? Are they allowing this thing to steal the light of the day? So till today, Nigeria is still itself, even the country itself, is still a work in progress. Wow. Same thing, democracy of this country. How much more? The media practice, freedom of the press. So this is where we have found ourselves. But there is still hope in the horizon. We feel and we pray that government will use this opportunity of this year's World Press Freedom Day to please come to the reality that media partners in this country are partners in progress. They may not see us as enemies. For instance, you may want to know or recall that in the last 15 years, between 2006 and 2021, globally, about 1,200 journalists have been killed during the line of gathering information, the line of our jobs. What is our sin? Just to report, to hold government accountable and responsible, like you said earlier in the Constitution. So these are the problems we are facing, not only in Nigeria, even across the globe. The world press freedom has not been able to really entrench in our body policy at all levels. Nigeria is not an exception.
Nigeria is not an exception. And you were talking about Section 39. Section 39 says every person shall be entitled to freedom of expression, including freedom to hold opinions and to receive and impart ideas and information without interference. That's the 1999 Constitution as amended. But you see, basically, one thing I appreciate about us is that we always observe these things in the breach.
We have them. We have them in the kitchen. We have them. Nigerian problem is not about constitution. No. We have a constitution in place. Whether it was military that puts the documents together and gave it to the democratically elected regimes in this country, we have constitution in place. Okay. When it comes to implementation, that has always been the problem of this country. Not that we have them in surplus. We have them, but when it comes to implementation of this constitutional provision, that has always been the problem of Nigeria.
All right, you're still talking points on Splash FM here in the city of Ibadan. I'm speaking on the matter of today's commemoration of World Press Freedom Day 2021. And I have the chairman of the Oyo State Council of the NUJ in the studio with me. Comrade Demola Babalola is with me. Let's go to, another level of this conversation that I thought we should go to. You mentioned the Freedom of Information Act a while ago. I remember it was signed into law by the Goodluck Jonathan government on the 28th of May, 2011. Yes. One of the key fundamental principles in that is to make public information public. You understand? So, in other words, it's not just within the purview of the press to attempt to dig out public information. It is also within their own, responsibility to provide the information. But you see, I remember that I think it was the former governor of Lagos State, now Minister of Works, who said that the FOI Act does not apply to states in the federation. And that's always been the tradition. Some state governments will want to keep documents. And when you attempt to dig it out, you become an enemy of state. I want you to tell me what interface, what level of interaction does the NUJ have with the states in the country to tell them that we are not enemies? But you see, these things are good for public good, which is the theme for this year. Information for public is a public good. It's not just about people attempting to, say that the government is bad, but to tell the people that this is what your government is doing and this is what you also should be doing. What level of relationship do you have with governments across the states, particularly in Oyo State, in this matter?
The whole idea has to do with the need for us to domesticate FOI Acts at all levels of governance in this country. Every tier of government should allow this thing to work. My brother, you and I know in this country, even the state assemblies, they are clamoring for autonomy. The no-gay local government workers had several years projected that local government should be given autonomy to run independently of state affairs. What you hear is joint allocation and clinical within the state and local government. See, today, state assembly have not even the law that will suit their own purpose, that will help them to be able to run that arm of government independently of the executive. They cannot still find 2/3 majority across all the state assemblies.
That's pathetic, isn't it?
How much more FOI Act domestication at all levels? No, it tells you when it tells you the problem of this country. It's beyond what you are scratching on the surface.
Okay,
it's a neck deep problem that the media we have been trying to fight over these years. We're going to do our best. We will not relent. But when your mind is clean, you don't have any skeleton in your cupboard. For me, there's nothing wrong in you following the tenets of the provision of the Constitution. It gives FOI Act is there. It has been signed to law in 2011, 10 years ago. Yet, even at the federal government level, that the thing was done, Jonathan signed it into law. See, today, under Buhari regime, how much have we feared? Under Buhari regime.
How much have we feared?
Recently, Channels was threatened. Channels television was threatened.
Including Arrest TV. During the coverage of the NSAS crisis.
What is the crime in covering NSAS protest? Are they not citizens of this nation?
You see,
don't they have right to protest on the streets of this country?
But
What's the problem with our leaders?
You see, the people in leadership, they think that the media always help to aggravate the problems. I mean, throw petrol at issues. That's what they think.
That is not the issue. They should see Section 22 of the Constitution has given power to the media, in this, you and I, in this country, to hold people in government accountable and responsible to the masses. It is our duty. We are like the mirror. We are like the watchdogs of society. So whatever the executive arm of the government is doing, it is our responsibility to hold them accountable and responsible to the masses. And this is democracy, my brother. This is democracy which allows for freedom of speech. You read it out earlier in Section 39 of Constitution of Nigeria. So for me, the people in government are so intolerant of criticism, and when you don't want people to criticize you, don't go into public office.
Okay,
don't go there.
That's
go
where,
and stay with your wife and your family. Stay in your homestead.
That's where we are
don't
going.
Don't come out at all to contest what other position this one.
Mr. Chairman, that's where we are going after this break. When we come back, we talk about this issue of secrecy as well as the legislative attempts by governments to gag the media as well as other people who play on that space. It's still talking points on Splash FM here in the city of Ibadan. Please don't go away. A commercial break.
Our in-laws, we greet you now.
Thank you, sir.
Before we bring our daughter, make we confirm the item where you bring whether then complete. Bread price. 42 tubers of yam. 42 kola nut, alligator pepper, and 1 big bottle of palm wine.
Complete.
Wait, 42 packs of pregnant care.
Pregnant care? Our wife no get belly now.
Pregnant care get good amounts of essential nutrients where the body need when a woman they plan to get belly.
It will help in development of hormone baby.
Even self, it will help clear out the stretch mark wey dey for body after delivery. Another type self dey for women wey dey breastfeed. You see this our data na pregnant care pikin.
In fact, bring 100 cartons of pregnant care. Our pikin must find.
We have scratched the side of pregnant care tag
for proof of authenticity.
It is available in pharmacies near you.
Now, Made I Pharmaceutical Limited, the distributor.
The Nigerian Medical Association endorse am.
Do you know that you have the right to quality broadcasting? The National Broadcasting Commission says any person, group of persons, or organization aggrieved by the content of a broadcast or the conduct of a broadcast station may lodge a complaint to the station and all right to the Director General, National Broadcasting Commission, number 20, Ibrahim Taiwo Street, Asokoro, Abuja, or send a mail via info@nbc.gov.ng. Please ensure that your complaint includes name of the broadcast station, title of the program, date and time of broadcast, and essence of the complaint. Also remember to include your name, address, telephone number, email, and append your signature. Note that your complaint must reach the NBC within 14 days of the queried broadcast. NBC, your right to quality broadcasting.
We have come to the end of the cooking competition. World famous chef Big Shot will decide the best food.
Wow, he has finished the food. So, who will he crown winner?
And it's a tie, ladies and gentlemen. All the chefs have been declared winners.
Woo!
Ladies, what's your secret?
No matter where you come from or your taste, you can make great meals every time with Onga, the seasoning of Niger, now made with locally sourced soya for more nutritional benefits.
Onga, Mama's helping hand.
Young brains are constantly buzzing with important questions like:
why does Maria Denali know so much? Why is Mira so good at solving crimes? Why do Lex and her friends need a side hustle? Why is Elliot in space? Why are Darwin and Newt so clever?
Luckily, GoTV has all the answers on our fun and educational kids channels like PBS Kids, Disney Junior, Nickelodeon, Da Vinci, and Cartoon Network. So get GoTV today to keep your little one's brain entertained all day long. GoTV. Love it.
Àwarawa eré aládùn orí rédíò tí àjọ Search for Common Ground ṣe àgbékalẹ̀ rẹ̀ pẹ̀lú ìrànwọ́ owó láti ọwọ́ àjọ European Union.
Bí ẹ kò bá ra àwọn ohun èlò oúnjẹ yẹn máa kó àwọn ọmọ mi máa sì padà sílùú ńlá.
Kí ni ó wá ṣẹlẹ̀ síṣẹ́ onídìrí rẹ?
Olùkọ́ àgbà, ọkùnrin yìí ni ó jí agolo gàrí kan lọ́dọ̀ ìyá Elisa.
Kí wá nìdí tí ẹ ṣe fẹ́ sun láàyè nítorí agolo gàrí kan àbí?
Eré aládùn orí rédíò yìí àwarawa yóò máa wá sétí ìgbọ̀nyín.
Ní gbogbo ọjọ́ ìṣẹ́gun Tuesday.
Láago 8 alẹ́.
Lórí ìkànnì yìí Splash 105.5 FM.
Ẹ kú ojú lọ́nà.
Àwarawa, 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 là ń tọ́jú ara wa.
My people, better don't land. Make una come see ogbonge cable wey dem manufacture for we obodo Nigeria. Na Pure Cables. Pure Cables na correct electrical cable wey dey reliable, dependable, and the people wey dem make am call dey safety conscious. Pure Cables get original copper and aluminium cable for different sizes dem wey you fit use for electrical wiring level for anywhere. Whether na your house, abi na your office, the price nko e no dey tear pocket at all. Nationwide distribution don start. For more information, call 0808 030 3257. 0808 030 3257. Pure Cable and Wire Limited. They have print compound, 4 ticket, 122/132. Oshodi Papa Expressway, Iyano Solo Bus Stop, Lagos. Pure Cables, Nigerian electrical contractors endorse am. SON approval. Pure Cables. Na Ubiko.
Olúwa yóò ṣohun gbogbo tó fẹ́ o, àṣẹ ń bẹ lẹ́nu wòlíì rẹ̀, Prọfẹ̀sà Òjó, ọmọ lójú Jésù.
Ìsọjí orí afẹ́fẹ́ ti dé. Gbogbo wa ká máa kíra wa kú oríire. Bí Olúwa ti ń bẹ tí ẹ̀mí rẹ̀ wá. Ọgbọ̀n ìṣẹ́jú ọ̀tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀ ni wòlíì Ọlọ́run Prọfẹ̀sà Òjó, ọmọ lójú Jésù, bàbá Ṣẹ́gẹ̀dógó. Tó fi máa wàásù gbàdúrà fún gbogbo ènìyàn láti tún lè jáde. Mú wa wọnú ògo titun pẹ̀lú ìfàmì òróró yàn tún wòlíì Ọlọ́run aláyé. Prọfẹ̀sà Òjó, ọmọ lójú Jésù, bàbá Ṣẹ́gẹ̀dógó. Lórí ìkànnì yìí Splash 105.5 FM. Láàrin aago mẹ́wàá alẹ́ sí aago mẹ́wàá àbọ̀ alẹ́ lójoojúmọ́. Gbogbo ìgbòkègbodò rẹ látàárọ̀ gbọ́dọ̀ yọrí sí rere. Èṣù ò gbọ́dọ̀ gba eré ọwọ́ rẹ dànù. Ó ṣe pàtàkì kó wà nínú ẹ̀mí. Láago mẹ́wàá alẹ́ pẹ̀lú wòlíì Ọlọ́run tí náà ẹ̀mí mímọ́ ń jó bùlàbùlà nínú ẹ̀. Prọfẹ̀sà Òjó, ọmọ lójú Jésù. Ó di dandan kó o ní testimony. Tó o bá ti ń gbọ́ gbà bẹ́ẹ̀. Jésù lolúwa.
Mommy, let's play football. Mommy, help me push my bicycle. Mommy, jump rope. Mommy, here, let's play hide and seek. Mommy, let's have some Twisco. You need it.
It's easy to spot a Twisco kid because they seem to be so active. Introducing new Twisco chocolate drink powder, a unique blend of cocoa, milk, and malt, fortified with Enafort, a special blend of vitamins and minerals that helps give kids the vitality they need for an action-packed day.
Twisco, power your dream.
Splash FM 105.5.
All right, it's still talking points on Splash FM here in the city of Ibadan. Welcome back. We're talking press freedom, and essentially the theme for this year is information as a public good. And Comrade Demola Babalola, Chairman NUJ Oyo State Council, is still with me. Before we went on that break, we were talking about secrecy and the question of openness or open government, if you like. As an advocate in the realm of open government partnership, I understand that when government is very open and the people can also participate and engage, you have a better, clearer, cleaner society. But the question is, why do some people want those things unopened? I remember the Open NAS campaign as well, the extent to which we went, and eventually the National Assembly was opened, albeit momentarily. But the point is that we're able to achieve something, and when you open, your system to people to understand, you create avenue for mutual understanding. So the question of suspicion will be erased. So you have, an atmosphere of confusion of confusion and mistrust in the realm because a lot of things are put under the lock. And that brings us to the very critical matter of legislation that attempts to stop the people from talking. I remember that, I think it's the Internet Falsehood Law and the rest of it, which then you had the hate speech law and all those laws piling up. And basically, the public perception of these laws is that the government is trying to stop people from talking. Why would the government stop people from talking when you know fully well that it is when you allow people to talk that you can get a better society? What exactly is it that we don't know? You are the chairman of NUJ. You have, fraternized with, the media for long, and you have also seen the people in governance enough. Why has it been very difficult for people in government to foster open relationship with the media?
Let me tell you that in this country, I wouldn't know whether it's also obtainable in other countries of the world. When you are as a governor, elected governor, on the swearing day, you swear to an oath. Apart from that, there's also what they call oath of secrecy.
Okay.
Are you aware?
Yeah. There's an oath of secrecy
among the civil servants. When there are no go area that some classified information that you must not disclose. They call it oath of secrecy. It is happening. So in some Yoruba land, in the last few years, we've witnessed it in Ogun State, where a former governor allegedly brought together some lawmakers of Ogun Assembly, and the kind of oath they did, spiritual oath like that. So it is, the whole thing boils down on one, mistrust. The trust is lacking in our leaders. The trust is lacking at all levels, even among the media, even within the media establishment, between the management and the workers, professionals in that. There's always mistrust, and the whole thing is because people superior organ tend to keep some things away from the domain of their colleagues because they have many things to hide.
Wow.
I'm talking of the medium or media establishments now. Not only the government that you are in a larger picture. Media establishment is happening. We have seen in this country some media managers who have run and grant many media establishments that we have been providing jobs for our colleagues today in this country.
Wow.
A number of them, if I start to count media houses that have gone into oblivion because of the bad mismanagement of the media managers. So it is everywhere, my brother. It's based on the attitude of people generally. People they always want to protect their interests against the larger interests of society. That's what we are witnessing in the government circles everywhere. So that's unless we have God-fearing people in place of authorities at all levels, it is then we are going to, some months, overcome all this problem of secrecy in affairs of governance at all levels in this country.
All right.
And that notwithstanding, as media professionals in this country, my colleagues, are you listening to me now? Anywhere you are, when you see something, please say something.
Okay.
When you see something, say something. Let us put them on their toes. Let us continue to hammer. Because if they fail to deliver, you and I will bear the brunt. You and I will bear the brunt. So when we see anything, let us say something.
All right. I'll come back to all these other conversations. I'd like to remind you that we're live on camera. So if you go to Splash FM's fan page on Facebook, you'll find the sight and sound of the goings on in the studios. Okay, so just go to facebook.com/Splash FM 105.5 Ibadan, and you understand that we're live streaming. I'm still playing host to the chairman of the Oyo State Council of the NUJ, Comrade Demola Babalo. We call him Dembab, of course. Let me come to politics. I mean, the politics of NUJ. When you were campaigning, you were here. I remember that we had a conversation, and you said that the focus of your your governance if you become chairman, will be welfare of journalists in the state. Tell me, how far have you come?
If you are asking me to begin to roll out achievements in the area of welfare of my colleagues, we will not leave the studio in the next 1 hour. For instance, you remember there was this pandemic. It's still with us.
Yeah.
When it broke out last year, we quickly rolled out measures to cushion the effect of pandemic on the economic base of our colleagues at all media houses. You remember we distributed a number of palliatives.
Okay.
Some people gave to us, they donated to us, also distributed in return to virtually all media houses in the Ibadan State generally. Number two, we have put in place a 3 million naira journalist trust fund. You remember I said this during the campaign?
Yes.
Because my experience in this state this is my 21 years in the practice as a journalist in Ibadan. There are a number of times when you wake up as journalists that you find nothing in your pocket. You'll be dead broke.
And you have to go to work.
You have to go to work. At that level, that was what many of our colleagues who could not stand the test of time to bear such situation will go all about to blackmail or trying to look for a brand envelope at all costs. So we feel that money will be able to assuage the feelings or the sufferings. Those who are in distress can always come to the AUJ through their chapel leaders to raise a memo and people have been collecting it. It's already on now. So it is a concept that I brought up during my campaign that my colleagues, instead of them to continue to go cap in hand to politicians, to people of ill-gotten wealth, to solicit for support or help, when some people come to the center, Yagaku Ibadan, to draw loan. So free interest loan now, you draw it, and when you are okay, maybe 2-3 months later, you pay back. So it will involve kind of journalists in the state. For the first time, I've been in unionism for like 15 years now. For the first time under us, we have been distributing live chickens at every occasional event, festivals. For instance, yes, last year, Christmas and New Year, we bought about 75 hampers for leaders in the union. Former chairman got only one that was having a grouse with us, which you know. I don't want to mention them now. Only one. All the past chairmen in our state, those who are not available, maybe they are abroad, we took the packages to their wives, to their family, to their doorsteps, for them to also feel the impact of the union. All of them subscribe to bags of rice for Christmas and New Year for members to celebrate within their family. Chickens, about 150 live chickens, 150 distributed across to our colleagues. Those in Okeogun, Ogbomoso, Oyo, Ibarapa, who are journalists, we gave it out to them, all of them. Just about 2 months ago or less, we have Easter break, Easter celebration. We gave 100 chickens live to our colleagues to celebrate Easter. This is not happening before now. We're in Ramadan now. We have distributed about 100 packs of beverages to fasting Muslims who are journalists. Within the union, we bought from the union post packages, beverages to cushion the effect of Ramadan fasting on our Muslim colleagues. And by God's grace, before the Ramadan ends, we're still going to distribute live chickens to people that are going to celebrate Salah.
You're saying that on microphone?
Yes. Yes, they know. We are doing that. We have been doing it. My colleagues who are Muslims, members of chapels in Oyo State, are going to get live chickens to celebrate Salah.
I can see the excitement on you. I can see the excitement on your face.
They know. That's why I have passed through a lot in this state as a journalist in this country. For many years. If I to count the number of years that I received my salary in full, maybe 6-7 years out of 21 years. The many years was years that I put up a service without commensurate payment for my sweat.
That leads me to my next.
We are facing over
that leads me to my next level of conversation. I remember that there were viral news items, viral stories about media houses owing salaries. So what level of intervention did you put into making sure that the welfare of staff of media houses was top notch?
Thank you very much. In the area of the media managers, we had met with some of them. We appealed that they should be more prudent and they should take interest of our people, of our colleagues, and with utmost priority. For instance, a journalist that works from on the 1 of every month, particular month, till the end of that month, and by the second day of the new month, you are here to pay that guy his salary. How much is even the salary they are paying journalists? I told you about the bill on the salary structure that has been left unattended to. I also told you of journalism enhancement bill that will make our take-home pay to be better, to be at par with those in the banking sector. What have we got to show for all this? They are still gathering dust. National Assembly. So for us in Oyo State, we have had interface with the government of Oyo State to please get us a kind of bailout for media owners in this state. COVID-19 problem had eaten deep into the economy of the media houses generally in Ibadan land. I am aware many of our colleagues in the private media in this city have been put on half salary, no thanks to Ogbeni Alegosola who brought that into our lexicon, half salary. Many of them have been asked to go home on compulsory leave. Many of them are now roaming the street. And that's why anywhere I have the opportunity of talking to my colleagues, I've been telling them, as a journalist today in Oyo State, I'm also a farmer.
Okay.
Just 2 weeks ago, I was on my farm. I went to plant maize and cassava. About 2 hours ago, when it was raining around Dugbe, I had to call my neighbors in the Akufo farm. Is it raining there too? For me to know. But we need rain to water what we have planted. So I told them, my colleagues, don't let us put our heads in one basket. We are working for these media owners, for media managers. They are making millions at the expense of journalists who roam the streets, who face the bullets on a regular basis. I told you the story of some of our colleagues have been killed last 15 years. About 1,200 journalists across the globe have been killed, with several others maimed because of this job. So I keep telling them, let us diversify.
Okay.
There is agricultural bank loan. You can take soft loan from there. It's there in Ibadan, Total Garden area. Let's go there. Let's take soft loan there.
Okay.
Our friends can assist our colleagues to get soft loan to do agriculture. Number 2 is the fact that this is the era of new media. As I used to be a print journalist in this state for several years. I'm working with a broadcaster today, courtesy of a station I work for. So the same thing, I equally floated a news medium online, presentanews.com.ng.
You're advertising now.
Sorry.
I have to stop you there. I have to stop you.
They have to think out of the box.
Okay.
So let us put our heads in one basket.
Okay.
Enough. It is time for us to wake up to the reality that the pandemic itself has taught us very terrible lesson.
All right.
That we have to wake up to the reality that tomorrow, wait for no one.
Okay.
Wait for no one.
When we come from this break, I want to talk about quackery in the industry, and then we'll wrap up the conversation. It's still Talking Points on Splash FM here in the city of Ibadan. Please don't go away.
Ibadan 9 mobile 4G LTE ti balẹ̀ gùdẹ̀. àfihàn eré ìdárayá bí wọ́n ṣe ń gbà wọ́n ní yàjóyàjó á yàtọ̀. ìpè lórí fídíò àwọn ọmọ rẹ̀ rẹ́kẹ̀ṣẹ̀ iṣẹ́ yóò máa lọ ní rọrùn kò sí yọnu. bẹ́ẹ̀ ni o Ìbàdàn ẹ jẹ gbádùn ìmọ̀ ẹ̀rọ ayélujára pẹ̀lú ojúlówó 4G LTE lórí àtẹ data 9 mobile gba gigabyte méjì pẹ̀lú wíwà lórí social media lọ́fẹ̀ẹ́ fún ẹ̀ẹ́dẹ́gbẹ̀ta náírà gigabyte méje pẹ̀lú wíwà lórí social media lọ́fẹ̀ẹ́ ẹgbẹ̀rún kan lé lẹ́ẹ̀ẹ́dẹ́gbẹ̀ta náírà àti gigabyte mẹ́ta àtààbọ̀ data lọ́fẹ̀ẹ́ lálẹ́ ní àwọn àṣàyàn olóṣooṣù fún data ẹlẹ́gbẹ̀rún kan náírà àti jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ tẹ *200*3*1# láti bẹ̀rẹ̀ ìlànà àtàdéhùn wàṣà o 9 mobile.
A fully furnished, nice and comfortable hostel accommodation in University of Ibadan, or a place for seminars and executive trainings at the same venue? You do not have to worry. Adebayo Akonde Hall suits your lodging needs and provides you a home away from home. Adebayo Akonde Hall is a 4-star hostel built in a serene environment with constant supply of electricity. It has fully furnished rooms that gives you great comfort at an affordable price. Adebayo Akonde Hall is located at Ajibode Extension, University of Ibadan. To make reservations, visit www.adebayohall.com or call the numbers 0805-699-8718, 0805-699-8719, 0805-699-8720. Adebayo Akonde Hall. Built for comfort. Built for you.
Oh boy, check this new La Casera packaging now. Paulo say the freshness don't fresh. Me say na lie. The refreshment don't fresh. Now the matter with the set to so.
Bring and make us.
Wait, why now?
Hey, same ultra apple taste. Fresh new label. The refreshment don't fresh. Enjoy the fresh vibes of La Casera with new colorful, exciting look. Also the bamba apple taste no change. La Casera, I love this drink.
Ní ìlú tó kún fún oríṣiríṣi àwọn èèyàn, Fìlà Kún lè bá igba orí mu.
pàápàá jùlọ tá a bá ń sọ̀rọ̀ ohun sísùn. ìdí èyí tá a fi dìídì ṣe mú kàyé fún ọ ìwọ ìyá bàbá ọmọdé àgbàlagbà báyìí wọ́n mú ká tìrẹ rí lónìí kó o sì jí pẹ̀lú ara líle láti lè ṣiṣẹ́ òòjọ́ rẹ. kàn sí muka.com.
Muka ó mú ìrọ̀rùn sínú ayé wa.
iná mọ̀nàmọ́ná a máa fúnni ní ìmọ́lẹ̀ a sì máa mú ìdẹ̀rùn wá láti wá dènà ìjàmbá iná mọ̀nàmọ́ná ojúlówó wáyà tàbí kébù ló yẹ ká fi fa iná nínú ilé lọ́fíìsì àti nínú ìlú Pure wires and cables ní àwọn iléeṣẹ́ mọ̀nàmọ́ná àti àwọn agbaṣẹ́ṣe yàn láàyò ojúlówó ni kì í bó lára kò kì í jóná àbáàdì kì í kán sínú ó sì fini lọ́kàn balẹ̀ ìdí nìyí tí Standard Organization of Nigeria fi fòǹtẹ̀tẹ̀ tí Nigeria Electrical Contractors náà fi dìbò fún bí copper cable ṣe wà ní aluminium cable ń bẹ nípele lówó tí kò gún pa Pure wires and cables tó jẹ́ ọ̀kan lára àwọn ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ Kaman ló ṣe ojúlówó wires and cable jáde olú iléeṣẹ́ Pure wires and cables limited wà ní Afrins compound Fort Gate number 122/132 Oṣòdì Apapa expressway ìyànà ìsọlọ bus stop Lagos ẹ̀rọ ìbánisọ̀rọ̀ wọn ní 080-803-03257 Pure wires and cables ìrọ̀rùn fi iná mọ̀nàmọ́ná.
There is something every woman gets when they become mothers. It's like a sixth sense, and it stays with them forever. It doesn't matter where she is or what she's doing. Kai, a mother always knows when all is not well.
Hurry up, abeg, make I dey go. My pikin dey cry for house.
She knows when her family is in pain. She feels their aches, maybe even more than they do.
Madam, calm down now. Now baby dey collect immunization. Now you con dey cry.
And she knows better than to allow red moments linger.
Mommy, my head hurts.
Sweetie, my body aches all over. Quickly, she does what needs to be done with fast-acting and effective M&B paracetamol tablet, the red one, and its pleasant-tasting pineapple flavor syrup for children. She sends aches and pains far away from her family. Mothers who know trust May and Baker for its over 70 years of quality experience. Give aches and pain the red card with M&B paracetamol. If symptoms persist after 2 days, please consult your doctor. M&B paracetamol. Pain can't stop you.
Splash FM 105.5.
All right, it's still talking points on Splash FM here in the city of Ibadan. Press freedom. That's the crux of the matter on the table today. Still playing host to Comrade Ademola Babalola, Chairman, NUJ Oyo State Council. Let's talk about how you're dealing with quirks in the industry and this phenomenon of fake news, or if you like to expand it, misinformation and disinformation. I know you have a handle on this matter. Tell us, what are you doing about that?
Well, thank you very much. The area of quackery, the quackery itself is as old as many of us can recall. It's been on ground for several decades. Across all professions in this country, in the medical parlance, in engineering, even among the sophomores, it's everywhere. Journalism too is no exception. We have them amongst journalists. But for us, when we came in, we have put in place a committee headed by a former chairman of the union in Oyo State, Comrade Benga Ayuade. That committee is what we call Ethics and Disciplinary Committee. We also have a number of policemen, DSS, civil defense corps members, officers in that committee. We have interface regularly, and anybody that reports any journalist for any misdemeanor or quackery stuff, that person will be immediately picked up and asked to go through the due process of the law. But for now, as I want to tell you, it has really gone down. Many thanks to the advent of the new media. The new media have really engaged many of our colleagues who would also roam the streets wanting to do one nefarious thing or the other. So today, the new media had really been able to absorb those ones that are ready and willing to do the work of journalism. So it is on a very low scale now. But it's no longer pronounced as it used to be in those days, because new media, we now have, media has been so much proliferated that you have several outlets you can fit in to work. as a journalist in this country, in this state. Now, but the other of fake news, misinformation, disinformation that you also speak about. Many a times, people in society, people out there, tend to generalize the word journalist. For instance, you and I know, at every family setup, when people are able to buy a phone of 7,000 naira, Android, 10,000, 5,000 naira, they become emergency journalists. That's what they call citizen journalism. In the confine or the comfort of their bedroom, they begin to
manufacture stories.
What we call armchair journalism. So those ones are the ones giving us bad names. The traditional media in this country, the new media that have been really
incorporated now,
into the union, are doing the work professionally the way they are supposed to be done. But where you have fake news, disinformation, and the law, as I told you earlier, Constitution of Nigeria has provided for to take care of such misdemeanors wherever they rear their ugly heads. If you are into proclaiming what is not, or spreading falsehood, or fake news, or misinformation,
we'll catch you immediately. We will catch up with you.
You cannot run away from the long arm of the law. So you can't run away. That is the beauty of the whole thing now. The whole world is now a global village. Even your phone, they can track you wherever you are. So I want to plead passionately and appeal to those who normally go out to spread fake news, to bring down this country, to pull people down, what they call pull him down. This will please desist.
Okay.
This will please desist. It will not do anybody any good.
Okay. I'd like to ask you in 1 minute, we have to go. In 1 minute, how should those in government respond to the call of the journalists in this society?
Thank you very much. It is because many of them in government don't read the constitution of the country. Many of them don't have a copy. They don't go through it. Everybody in this society has one role or the other to play. You and I have our roles to play. Those in government have their role to play. The government itself has executive, judicial, legislative. The media, they tag us at the fourth estate of the realm. For me, we should see us as partners in progress.
Okay.
We are working to safeguard our democracy. We are working to entrench good governance in this country. If that is the case, why do you have to see me as your enemy? If I see anything wrong in the government of our state, it is my duty. I said it earlier. When you see something, say something. My duty to say it out, to let the people know. And it's for you to also address. Or if you feel what I've said was not objective enough, or you continue to have front on your leadership, come out and tell the truth of the whole thing. Don't engage in secrecy.
All right.
When you keep information from the rich or from the realm of the public or journalists, speculation sets in. People tend to speculate and bring out what is not. So for me, I want to once again plead that the people in authority should please see this opportunity of this year's World Press Freedom Day to see journalists and partners in progress, to respect more the freedom of speech, freedom of the press, and the working capacity of every individual in society. No man is an island. No man can ever be an island on your own. It is when people call your attention to something that you can also make amendments or redress it. You cannot be right at all times.
Okay.
We are not infallible. We are human beings. We can make mistakes.
All right.
When such things occur and people journalists call your attention to it, the best thing to do is to amend and correct such mistakes.
All right.
For the future and for the betterment of this society, for all of us to live in a better society, in a sane and society.
All right, I'd like to go now, and I believe that the job is done for today. I've been having conversation with Comrade Demola Babalola, Chairman, Nigerian Union of Journalists, your State Council. Thank you for coming, sir.
Thank you very much.
And he also came here with Comrade Shola Oladakpo, who is the Secretary of NUJ in the state, as well as Comrade Akim Abbas, who is the Treasurer of the NUJ in Oyo State. Thank you for coming as well. The job is done for today. I'd like to say to you that immediately after now, Ibadan News Update at 4 o'clock, I'll be reading that, and then after that, Game On. And Keith is already in the house. My name is Michael Olatunbosun. I'd like to ask you to do everything within your power to make this nation better. And please do not dump refuse in the waterways. Enjoy the rest of the day.